Hi everyone! Today I'm doing the video which is called Bookish Buzzwords. The first time I saw this on Little Book Owl's channel and then Jessie the Reader's channel. I don't know whose idea it was originally, but I'm going to link those two videos that I just talked about down below. If someone mentions one of these words in their videos about a book, I will most likely be very much interested in it or just add it to my wish list straight away. So, first one is Magic School. I love books set in magic schools. I don't know what it is about it. It's just like one of my dreams of childhood. After reading Harry Potter, obviously, I always wanted to go to Hogwarts. Instead of learning boring subjects, you're learning magical things, magical history, how to cast spells, even potion making, potions, and other many interesting subjects which just make me so interested in them. Dealing with different creatures, and there's usually something exciting going on in the world and stuff like that. It is so magical, and it is one of my favorite things to read about, and it is also very comforting for me. I always like the world in which the magical school is set in, at least from the books that I have read. So if you have any recommendations of magical schools, please leave them in the comments down below. Number 2 is Gothic novel. I love those so much. I just like the atmosphere, and it usually happens in a castle or in a house. It is mysterious. It is also calming, a bit creepy sometimes, but not too creepy. It just puts me in some interesting mood, and I absolutely love it. I like when there's some paranormal thing happening at the same time. I like when there's something included in it. It could be vampires, for example Dracula. Bram Stoker, for example, is a really good example of such a book because it is gothic, definitely. It's happening in a castle or house, I can't remember, I read it ages ago. And there's the vampires involved, obviously, and I love it so much, especially when there are vampires involved. I just have a thing for vampires. Always had. Number 3 is kind of go with number 2, is a castle. But whenever a book is set in a castle, which is far away from different people, I love it because that's one of my dreams, to live in such a place. That's why I also like Beauty and the Beast so much. I like the idea of just living in a huge house where you can have a huge library, where you can have many different rooms for different purposes and stuff. And then you can just go for a walk in a huge place, in a forest or in a field, or whichever you want, whichever you create there. And it definitely should be separated from other people, so it should be far away from all the cities or towns or people in general, to my taste. Number 4 is Another Planet. I am fascinated by space and other planets, and I am very curious of how life could be on there, what creatures could be there. So I absolutely love reading books where the authors are trying to think of what life could be on different planets, what are resources, how it looks like, what people or creatures live there. Number 5 is Middle Grade Mystery. I love those. I've always find those really, really cute. Those books are sometimes naive and very magical, especially when there's magic involved in those mysteries or something like that. A good example is the name of this book is Secret. I love this book when I read it, and especially I like when there are some pictures included in it. I love when there are some clues or something and the children are just following it, trying to solve the mystery, what's behind something. They always are so cozy to read, and I can just be immersed in the world and forget about everything else if the book is written very well. They just remind me of what it is to be a child, and how imagination of a child works, and how many wonderful things could happen because of their imagination and what they do, and just how they behave and things like that. It's just so interesting. Number 6 is books about books. Good example is A Shadow of the Wind, The Book Thief, even the book that I'm currently reading, Ink and Bone. There's just something about books about books. Obviously a person who loves reading books about books, which makes total sense. So you're not only just reading a book, you're reading a book in which are books described or libraries described or something like that. And there's nothing better than that. And number 7 is Deserted Island. There's just something about it that I love, the idea of someone trying to survive on a deserted island. I like how authors describe the things that the main characters do, how they survive exactly, what's happening. A good example is obviously Robinson Crusoe. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I love that book. I found it so interesting how he was trying to survive all of those things, how he managed to do the food, where he slept, what he did throughout the whole day, how he worked and things like that. It's just so fascinating to me. I read several books set on the island before, like The Lord of the Flies, On the Island. I can't remember the author at the moment, but they weren't as good as Robinson Crusoe. That book is just amazing. So I think those were all of the buzzwords that are interesting to me. If you have any books in mind related to all of my buzzwords, please leave them in the comments down below, and I'll definitely check those books out. And also please tell me what some of your buzzwords are. I would be really curious to know. So thank you for watching. Bye.